Hello, friends. Stephen Talbot here. Today is Friday, March the 23rd. Still, I already recorded a video today, but I just wanted to give you guys an update. If you've been watching my videos the last week or two, they're titled New Job Interview, First Interview, Second Interview, Third Interview, Fourth Interview. Today I had breakfast with two of the people and waited on pins and needles for a while, for a couple hours, and then I got an email from HR of the company saying that they wanted us to talk to me, so they made the offer. So I got the job, which is exciting. A lot of people don't realize this, but salaries are negotiable. And I first learned this concept. Well, if you've ever been out of the country, you'll know that, like, if you go to Mexico or the Caribbean or even Europe, a lot of places outside of the United States, things are negotiable. Like, even buying something to the store, you can negotiate prices oftentimes. In America, we don't really think so much. Like, you don't imagine going into Walmart and asking a sales associate if you can have this Charmin toilet paper for $2 instead of $5. Like, that's just not something that we do. But working at Dell, I realized, and I used to sell to small and medium businesses, computer systems and servers. And one of the things that I learned that I was not expecting is the fact that even computer prices are negotiable. And I had the ability as a sales rep to make some pretty drastic discounts depending on whether or not there was going to be future business or whether or not I had an existing relationship with the company or whatever. And so people would call in and be like, I want this, this, and this, and this, but the website says it's going to be, $20,000 for these 20 computers, but is there any way we can knock that down to $15,000 because they would be under budgets or whatever? And I had the ability to discount them. So, and then I also learned as I've gotten older that salaries are also negotiable. It's a little bit of a touchy area because you don't want to offend someone, and you also don't want the company potentially could rescind the offer. But I did my research. The market research on the specific position, which, by the way, I don't know that I've told you. Well, actually, I have talked about this in previous videos, but for those of you who have not seen those previous videos, the position is for the field operations manager. It's a vacation rental company. They are a startup. They just got another round of like $31 million funding. Nashville, they have the most, well, they're in Nashville, and they're in a bunch of other cities as well. They started in Austin, Texas. And so they actually take over the total management from property owners who want to list their properties on, use them as Airbnb, not Airbnbs, use them as vacation rentals. So what I'll be doing is managing a team of field operations specialists who go around and make sure everything is okay. They answer service calls and take care of guest issues, coordinate with housekeeping and maintenance and all that sort of stuff. So I'll be managing a team of people who are sort of on the ground doing all of that. The salary that they originally offered me in the actual offer letter was about the same, almost exactly the same, as the last salary that I had with Dell when I worked for Dell. Now, when I worked for Dell, I worked there for 10 years, and it took me quite a long time to start at one salary and to work my way up. And then I also have the additional experience over the past 5 years that I bring to the table, all of which is directly correlated to the vacation rental industry because I did that for the past several years. So that, in conjunction with the fact that it's a management position, which I did not have previous at Dell, and on top of that, the fact that there's going to be a lot of overtime required, a lot of nights, a lot of weekends, I just feel like, and that also with the market research, I just feel like the original offer was a little low. Now, when I first talked to the original recruiter, she asked me what my salary requirements were, and I gave her a number, and she immediately came back and said, well, the top end of this position is XYZ, and it was about $15,000 less than what I had hoped to make. So I did the market research, like I said, make sure you know your numbers, make sure that you are, you don't want to ask for some amount of money that makes no sense at all. So anyway, I did all that research, and I reply, like, they sent me a PDF, electronic signature PDF they wanted me to sign, and that is the perfect window to negotiate because they've already gone through the interview process. They've already put in all the time, resources, energy, and effort. They've already synced up as a group and decided that they want you. In my case, there is a training class taking place in like literally less than 2 weeks, in 10 days, 9 days or whatever. And they're not going to be able to find someone else who qualifies as much as I do, and it happens to be available for this training. So that also gives me some additional leverage. So I replied back and said, "Thank you so much for the offer. I'm super excited about working with everybody. I know I'm the perfect fit for this job. However, can we explore X amount of money?" And so I just shot that email off, and I'm on pins and needles. Don't know if it'll happen today or next week. They might shoot me down. They might, a negotiation is like a dance, They give me a number, I give them a high number, and then we usually meet somewhere in the middle. That's sort of how negotiation works in a lot of instances. Some companies, they may come back and say, "Look, this is what our budget allows," and then I understand budgets, but the lady today from HR told me specifically, she said, we have an approval for this position for this amount of money. So if they have an approval for that amount of money, that means they can get an approval for another amount of money. You know what I mean? So we will see what happens. I will keep you guys updated. As always, thank you so much for keeping tabs on me. The last few weeks have been, I hate this whole... It's actually cool to have the experience. I've heard people in the past say that they interview for jobs even though they don't plan to take them while they're still with their existing companies just for the experience of it. It has definitely sharpened some skills that I had lost. It's been a while. Having said that, though, the process wasn't really that difficult. The interviews were pretty easy. I guess when you're the right fit for the job, I think that tends to happen. So anyway, I'll let you guys know as soon as I find out. And I will bid you guys farewell. Hope you have a great weekend. It is Friday, after all. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video in particular, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, take a minute to do that right now. As always, until next time, enjoy yourself.